All right, check it out. You're actually seeing the reshoot to my intro because when I went to edit my video, I had no sound. Anyway, I'm Tom, the used car dealer. I'm going to talk about Texas mechanic liens right now. If you're a shop owner or a body shop and you've had work done and the customer never came back or you couldn't get the customer to pay, this video is for you. If you are not in Texas, you can watch it because I'm kind of funny, but it's not going to help you. This is for Texas shops, not mobile mechanics. But again, you can watch it because I'm kind of funny. I'm going to tell you the documents you need to be getting from your customer every time you take work in. Without these documents, you will not be allowed to file a mechanics lien with the state of Texas, and you'll have to pursue a civil judgment or apply for a bonded title. So let's get into this. The end of this has a link to the video that shows you line by line what you need to do to file your mechanics lien, the forms you need to download, how the demand letter has to be written, the process of which you get it to the state, and the process of how you sell the car. So if you just need the instructions and you have everything you need, skip to the end. If not, watch this first. So I get calls on a regular basis from folks that have a customer that hasn't paid. They call to ask about the mechanics lien. Maybe they've seen the mechanics lien video, only to find out that they didn't do their paperwork right at the beginning of the transaction, so now they can't file a mechanics lien at the back of the transaction. So I want to just talk about today the documents you have to have in order to be able to file a mechanics lien. It's pretty straightforward. If you're not doing it, you need to be doing it as part of your regular business practice. So most auto repair shops, body shops, legitimate shops use some kind of dealer software, Mitchell, RO Writer, something like that. And there is an option in there to present the customer with a repair order or a written estimate where it says, I authorize these repairs, blah, blah, blah. And you can either print it out or capture the customer's signature digitally. This is a must-have. If you are a smaller shop that doesn't use a paid subscription software, at minimum, you need to provide the customer a written work order and repair authorization that states what work is being done, how much it's going to cost, and that they are authorizing you to do this work. If you do not have this document, you cannot file a mechanics lien. So understand that. If you do not have that document, you cannot file a mechanics lien. So no matter what, every single customer should be signing a written authorization. The next thing I want to bring up is mobile mechanics. Now, God love you, right? You have no overhead, probably have no insurance, and you can show up at the customer's house and do the work. You can do it cheap, and a lot of times you make them buy their own parts, so you don't have to worry about the markup on parts. And sometimes you let the customer skate without paying you. Well, let me tell you, you cannot do a mechanics lien. The reason you can't do a mechanics lien is a mechanics lien is for a shop that holds the car at their property and does not let the customer pick up. If you let the customer pay you out and they stopped paying you out, you cannot file a mechanics lien. You will have to take the customer to some version of small claims court, a civil court, to get your money back. So a mechanics lien will not help you. Another thing I want to clarify is that I'm a Texas shop owner, so the rules that I'm discussing today are really for Texas shops. If you live in a different state, you're going to want to see what your state's rules are regarding mechanics liens. Another requirement to file a mechanics lien is a federal tax ID number. When you write that mechanics lien up, you have to disclose your tax ID number and your quote-unquote government name. Like in my case, we go by Integrity Transmission and Auto Repair, but my government name is ROI Transmission Enterprises, DBA, Integrity Transmission. So you can do this as a sole proprietor as long as you have a federal tax ID number and you have a property that you work on where you're holding the car. If you are Bob and you have a rental space and Bob does the work, Bob cannot file a mechanic's lien in Texas. Bob will have to take the customer to civil court. Hey everybody, I hope you're enjoying my video. If you would, take a second, leave me a comment down below. Something about the video. Hey, you look fat in this. Hey, you look bald in this. Hey, I love your content. Some kind of comment would really help me with the algorithm. Another thing is I've noticed that only like 9% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if you like the content I put out, please subscribe, hit that notification button. I'm trying to put out more content. Thank you for this. Now, let's get back to your video. So these are the basic requirements and something that everybody needs to be doing before it even becomes time to file that mechanic's lien. The next video that I have for you is the actual how to fill out the forms, what the steps and the processes are. It seems daunting at first, but it's really not. You know, you're going to gather your paperwork, you're going to gather your unpaid invoice. There's a demand letter that has to be written that has some specific verbiage in it, of which the next video gives you an example. There's the specific forms that you need to use. There's the form to get the vehicle information. There's the mechanic's lien form. I'm going to have links to all of those in the description of the video that's coming up next so that you can just download them, watch my video, fill out the forms, go to your county tax office, pay your $25, and hopefully within that 30 days, somebody shows up. I will tell you, I've probably done 10 mechanic's liens, and I've only had one lien holder show up, and that was on a truck that it was worth it to them. I have one right now that we did, and it turns out after the fact, the guy that brought it to us wasn't the registered owner, so then that means he gets a letter, the registered owner gets a letter, the registered lien holder gets a letter. So far, we're like 3 weeks in, and not one of them has actually come or contacted us about the vehicle. So I'm pretty sure we're going to end up owning this vehicle. And the reality is, with the price of the vehicle, we probably will not get what we have, what our retail ticket would have been. But it is what it is. Every once in a while, they go south. So tune into the next video. It's coming up next, and it will show you exactly what forms you need to fill out. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below or leave me a comment on that second video. But I think I've made it pretty clear to you. If you're a Texas shop and you need to file a mechanic's lien, make sure that you're capturing all the information we talked about in this video before you even start the process. And then you can use the next video to actually do the filing of the mechanic's lien. Thanks for watching, y'all.